Good night, ladies and gentlemen. It's 12:16. Can't sleep, guys. I'm here thinking about a bunch of shit going through my head. Just running through there trying to see what I could do. And I always think about this line that I wrote up a couple years ago that says, if you don't have nothing to do, work on yourself. That's what I'm doing, guys. Ascending. That's what I do. Work on myself every day. And you know what? I was thinking about religion. Nobody likes talking about religion, do we? What does religion mean to you? How many of you belong to a temple, a church, a group? You know what? I was just thinking about how funny it is that I just wonder, how could a pastor do his job? How could a priest do his job? How could a monk do his job? How could a Buddhist do his job? I just think about it. How could they do their job? In our world now, in our society, in our environment, Jewish community, how could you do your job? How could you lead your people right now? Catholic religion. How could you lead your people? How could you speak the word of God? Christian religion. How could you lead your people? How could you practice your religion? You guys need more than any other religion. The Buddhist temple is different. They don't talk. Have you thought about that? The Muslims, do they talk? Or do they just pray? Have we thought about that? Every religion? Have you ever thought, where do you fit in? Have you ever been to all those temples? All those churches? I don't know. I don't want to offend nobody. I'm not making fun of anybody. I wanted to make that clear. I've been around the world at least once. And I visit all those temples. I'm going to call them temples just out of respect for everybody. I don't want to get too specific. And I'm going to tell you something. Every temple has certain rituals. And you have to respect them. Because that's a sign of respect to their religion. You have to dress a certain way. You have to do certain things. Now that we got that out of the way, how could you lead your people? How could you talk to your people if nowadays you don't want to listen? How many of you know what your rituals are? How many of you complain because you have to go? How many of you are open to listen to the person in charge? How many of you respect the person in charge? First of all, I think that in order for you to practice a religion, you have to be faithful to yourself, to your God. You have to believe in something that the book in front of you says, doesn't it? Do we all have a book or a squirrel or... I say book because there's different Bibles. And you know what? I read them all already. And you know what's funny? That all of them have this certain sentence in there. All of them. The same sentence. In a different way, but it's the same sentence. It's on my Facebook. You guys gotta check it out. I wrote them all in there. You could go to Google too. You could Google it up and just look up, how can you look it up? What do all the religions have in common? The one sentence, and it'll come up. I posted it on there a long time ago. I don't know if it's still on there. You know what, guys? The truth of the matter is that I think that no matter what religion you're from or what you believe in, if you're not prepared to open your mind to the person that's in front of you, I think that every person that's in front of you has been chosen by God. They have been chosen by God because they believe. And that sentence has to do with that. Believe. That word, it's important. And in all the religions. I'm going to keep saying religion because I don't want to offend anybody. At the end of the day, everybody has a different name for their Bible. You have to believe. You have to believe in the word of the person that's preaching and the person that's guiding you and the person that's in front of you. You have to have respect and loyalty because they were selected by God. Why? Because they sacrificed everything to learn that book. For some reason, they're standing in front of you. It doesn't matter if it's in their family for generations. It doesn't matter if they just woke up and they just chose to do it. They chose to do that because they were selected by God. Their God, whoever their God is, it doesn't matter. We're not talking about specifics here. We're just talking about how could you lead your people? Are they your people? Who's your people? What's the definition of my people? Have we thought about that? Is this something about spirituality? I think that we are not ready. We lost something in the translation a long time ago. Because I think that in every single religion, we have to respect God. We have to respect our environment. We have to respect what we eat. We have to respect our family. We have to respect our neighbor. We have to respect our friends. We have to respect the person next to us. We have to give them something that's called what? Do you guys know what it's called? When you give somebody that you don't know, that it's in your temple or church? You give them love and respect. You look at them like your equal. We're all sheep. And we're lost. And somebody's guiding us, isn't there? That's the person that gets up in front of you and leads. And the person that's strong enough to stand in front of you and say, you are wrong. You are not doing things right. How many of you cannot wait to get up and leave the temple? How many of you disrespect the temple when it's in session? Do you know it's disrespectful to get up? You have to go to the bathroom before you get there. You cannot have your cell phone